I would say the one thing that we've kept doing throughout this whole time is just not caring about what other people think about us.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. If I was to say something more tangible, then I would say we always just put our money where our mouth is. So if we want to do something, we're going to throw down the money to do it. We're not going to complain.
Yeah.
We're going to put the pressure on ourselves. But we've been doing that. That wasn't just a pod. We've been doing that.
And that's why we align too, because I'm the same way. And
It's just once you decide what you want to do and you realize it's in your control, then what are you going to wait for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you really going to wait? You're going to wait for someone to say, oh, don't spend the money on that. Or you're going to wait for someone to say, hey, maybe you don't have the time for it's always going to be on you. So in my opinion, the more pressure you put on yourselves in a healthy way, the faster you're going to get where you're going. Right?
But I think also in an unhealthy way at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be unhealthy.
Because we like, again, with this podcast, like we looked back and tried to like track every dollar we've ever spent on the podcast, like over a 3-year period. And then, you know, this is obviously including travel, hotel, Airbnbs, equipment, paying our team, our employees, all those. Like we were almost at $200,000 over 3 years.
Wow.
Into our podcast. Okay. And so like to give context to that is like, we spent that money not knowing if there would ever be a path to profitability. Like, so that, I don't know if you'd call that healthy, to be honest.
That's
You know what I mean? That's not healthy at all.
That's all in.
That's all in. And
Yeah.
and again, and this sounds crazy, but with no idea if we'd ever recuperate $1 of that.
Mm-hmm.
All that money spent, and I think we had one sponsorship for one episode for like $500.
Shout out the hemp spot.
Yeah, facts. Yo, that hemp spot. Fucking yo, the first ever company that and you know, but just to give you context is like, yeah, all in, believe in it, and even if you don't know where you're actually going, as long as you're going somewhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're not going to know at the beginning anyways. You're not going to know the second step, the third step. You just have to start. And once you start, you start to realize, okay, hey, we should do this more. Or, hey, we got to do this. Hey, we got to pay for this. Hey, we don't got to pay for that. But until you start, like even when people ask me like, hey, like what equipment should I start with? The fact that you're asking me that, I don't think you're serious.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because you would have found out on your damn own.
Yeah, it's
or you would have
true.
just started.
Yo,
Or you would have just started.
That is so true.
Right? So like don't ask me that because I'm not even gonna that's a Google search away.
And I think
You know,
even-
like just start. When we started the pod, we didn't fucking start asking people around to say, hey, like, what's the best equipment to start a pod? We just bought the cheapest shit and we started.
Amazon just
And then
like
as we went,
podcasting.
okay, we can get better mics.
Yeah.
Well,
we were at that guest place. Yo, what kind of mics did that guy have? Oh, let's grab those.
That's important. I think that's the next step was obviously like consistency, you know, making sure we're there every week, but then never saying like, yo, what we're doing is good enough.
Yeah.
You know, like always like, how can we get better equipment? How do we get the better guests?
Yes,
what can we
yes.
do to get them? Oh, okay, we got them. Now, how can we make the post editing better? And still to this day is like a big thing that we focus on is like, how do we get better? How can we prep better before episodes? You know, how can we do this? How can we make the lighting? How can we, you know, and all these things. So it's never like, okay, cool, we got signed by Nelk and now we're here and we can get all these big guests. It's like, okay, but now when we get them, how do we impress them? How do we make them want to tell their friends, like, you need to go on this podcast?
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that's the other side of it is, yeah, consistency is the classic. You know, taking that first step to do it, that's a classic. But always trying to be better than you were the day before.
Yes.
And that's always heavily overlooked. People get comfortable. Oh, I got 1,000 subs. Oh, now I'm chilling. Oh, I got 15,000 followers on IG. Now I'm chilling. Oh, I got this big guest I always wanted. Like, look at you, for example, right? Like, you got Ryan Serhant. That was somebody you dreamed of sitting in front of.
Yo, that was the end goal for me.
You know, that was your end goal.
That was my end goal.
And you got it. And then it's not like you were like, yo, boys, I'm done. Wrap up the pod, like whatever. You're like, no. And I have to give you credit for this. You're always circling back with us to be like, guys, how do we make this better? Like, how do I
All
keep
the time.
making prices sell better? But that's a hard thing to do, and that's very overlooked, I think.
Yeah. No, you got to be all in. I'm the same mentality. Like when coming into this, no expectations, zero. I just know this is gonna fly somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere
And
high.
it's been flying.
has
been
been
flying,
It's not
but
going
I
to
just
be.
know it's gonna be fly.
Yeah, there's not going to be that one day that we all think there's that one
We
day
thought
when
we
you
had
blow
that,
up.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
thought we had that too, but there's not. It's not that.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to get that, and you don't
No.
even want it like that. You
No,
want the
you
slow
don't.
build because
Yeah.
you're building more legitimacy. You're building more of a story, but you're also building your own experience up too, right? We see a lot of people that they have that one viral moment and then they're just complete nobodies after.
Yeah.
How many times do you see that?
Yeah.
The quick success,
Yeah.
and they don't appreciate it, right?
Yep.
And the slow build, what comes with the slow build too is loyal listeners, loyal
It's true.
audience. Like, that they watched you when you had 80 views on the video and they'll watch you when you have 80,000.